Alright, so tutorial for the Behemoth by Jacob Rosso. This is the last level of the Death Gauntlet. Here we go. It's an XL level, so it's pretty hard, but it's only really hard because of the length. And the boss fight at the end can be pretty tricky, but I will go through it in practice mode and show you how to do it. So most of this so far, like the beginning parts are very straightforward. You just click. I know that sounds easy, but this is just very straightforward. And once you get to here, once you fall down here with the UFO, basically triple click. Not too fast or you might hit the ceiling, but space here it clicks to then 2 clicks to go down there. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, and 1, 2, 1, and then you'll go into that yellow portal. 1, 1, 2, 1, 1, 1, and then you'll be in this ball section. Then just click to go through that gap and click to go down. This ball section is very straightforward. Then here what I do is another 1, 2, 3, and then just 1 in between those portals. And then 1, 2 to get up there. And then very straightforward spider. For the wave, you do 2 clicks, and this one you just hold to go down. And after you let go here, so hold, and then let go right at that arrow, and then you hit that portal, so you just fall down here. And then I do either 3 or 4 clicks there, it doesn't really matter. Just do whatever's more comfortable. Remember that red orb, or orange, whatever you want to call it. And then you'll go into this ship section, which it's a little bit tight, but it's pretty straightforward what you're supposed to do. Just go up and then down. Robot section, micro click there, or not really micro, just a very brief click. And then double click there, except the second click is much longer because you're jumping from the robot. And then just hit this green orb and the black orb. If you fall up here, you'll just fall very far. And then another pretty straightforward ship section. It can be a little tricky, especially if you're not used to upside down ship. But just a bit of practice and you'll get the hang of it. Very long press here, like the entire robot press, pretty much. And then just hit that. And then it's basically a micro click there to get over that spike. And then just 3 clicks on the orbs. And make sure that on the red orb, you hit it a little bit late. Basically just don't buffer it, or else you will be hit up into those spikes. And here, pretty easy, just jump here. I find it almost easier to get the coin, because that just allows me to spam kind of a lot. Otherwise you can just hit this yellow orb and then hit that blue orb and just hold to jump. But you can also just kind of spam a little bit there to get the coin. It's not much harder. And then jump, pretty straightforward stuff here. A little bit tight, so you might want to practice that. I mean, you'll want to practice this entire level, but that part is very straightforward. Then here on the wave section, this one's pretty tight, so you'll definitely want to practice this a good amount. So you basically just wait until you get here. You'll just automatically go there. And then you'll be upside down, so just be very careful. This part, very straightforward. Make sure you go far up enough right here. I've made that mistake a few times, I've died. I usually do 3 clicks right there in that sort of spam section. The rest is very straightforward. Make sure when you go through this ship portal, remember that when you come out of here, you'll have to straight fly a little bit. And once you go dark, you can let go again. In this part, you will automatically go up and then down, and you'll have to start clicking right here. Pretty simple stuff here, just remember to go where you need to go. Remember the gravity portals. When you're going up into the yellow one, right up ahead here, you just keep holding. And then you just let go here, and then you don't have to press again at all. This part, again, is very straightforward. You just have to watch where you're going, pretty much. And then here, I'm on 144 hertz, which I think is giving me a bug, where if I don't get the coin, that happens. Where pretty much right before I have to click, it just bumps me onto the ground. So I usually just get the coin, and it's really not that hard to get it anyways. You just triple click there pretty much. So you go up towards the blue pad, and then it's just kind of triple clicking, but not like spamming triple click, just 1, 2, 3. And then keep going through. It's pretty straightforward what you're supposed to do. And then once you come here, this is a pretty difficult section. It really just comes down to practice and making sure you know where you're going. One specific thing to make sure of is after you go up on this black orb, make sure to wait long enough so that you don't hit the spike right here. I've made that mistake a bunch, so you just have to get used to that. Everything else here, very straightforward, just make sure to practice. And then just some auto parts here, you don't have to worry about that. And then you come to this ship section, which, once again, with a lot of this level, it's very, very straightforward what you're supposed to do. Just make sure to practice it, especially if you're uncomfortable with ship. The harder parts in this little part are the waves, when you come down here. So I usually I'll show you what I do. You can just copy my movements. I do double click there, then down, up, down, and then back to the ship, which is pretty straightforward. And here I do like about 3 clicks there, relatively quickly. And then while you're going down there, do an extra little click to get down. And now you don't have to do anything until about 75, where the boss fight is. It'll say run, and then, well, you run. So here, it's not quite, I don't know if I would call it straight flying, but you go through here, and then you have to make sure to hit this yellow orb. The timing is not very strict or anything, and just make sure not to click it for too long, or you will be, like, boosted up into those spikes above. So hit that, and then 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So that's pretty straightforward, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. I usually go a little bit up here with the wave before going down, just so I make sure I don't go too far down, because otherwise it just gets a little bit sketchy. Then this part, once you leave the slope, start holding, and then don't let go until like you're halfway through the ship about. So hold, okay. So click, click, and then hold, and then I let go about halfway through that ship. And then the spider, up, just up, down, hold for the wave, starting from here to here. On this little arrow here, you let go because of that gravity. This robot part is kind of hard to remember. Well, not hard to remember, but you have to remember it. So basically you just buffer the click right away and hold for the entire time, or else you'll die, like that. So buffer and hold the entire time, then hit this, and then you fall down to here on this platform, and then you buffer the click of there and hold as long as you can. You just have to remember that, or else you will die. In this part, it's just kind of spam. You don't have to spam that fast. This part very straightforward. Here, you just jump on the edge of the block, skip this black orb, and then hit this blue orb. Like that. And then just hit those. This UFO part is a little bit awkward, so you basically 2 clicks to the beat of the music there, make sure not to go too far up. I usually, I hit this yellow orb early and this blue one late. And then just basically do that same thing again. Here you'll see I'm dying to this green portal, and that's just a 144 Hz bug. If you're on 60, which will be most of you, you just won't die here, which is good. So just remember for this part, very important, remember to practice. Both of these yellow orbs you hit early, like right away, and not orbs, portals. And then the blue ones you go down a little bit before clicking. And if, for most of you, you just won't die there. If you're on 144 Hz, what I do is I just enable no clip for like a second. I have a hotkey, you can see this indicator for no clip. I just enable no clip while I'm going through that, otherwise it's just not possible. And like quote unquote cheating for that kind of stuff is just generally not frowned upon in the Geometry Dash community, so you don't really have to worry about that. There. Whoops. I forgot to... Okay. So now I got the checkpoint. Oh, whoops. Okay. Okay, yeah, there we go. So here, just do 3 clicks or so to get down here. And then this section can be a little bit sketchy, the mini wave. If you're not good with wave, just make sure to practice those 2 clicks. Here, oops, you have to make sure to go upwards, like there. Don't go down here because the monster thing shoots fireballs. So if you go too far down, you'll just die, so you have to make sure to go upwards. And then this one, it doesn't really matter where you go. So upwards and then whatever. And then very simple spider section. And then this wave is also very straightforward, but the whole camera is moving up and down because of some invisible portals, so you just have to remember to keep your eye on the wave. Up, down, up, down, up, down, and then you're done. And that's the whole level, so good luck with it, and let me know how it goes in the comments.